Hey guys, Jackie here. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about what are myofunctional disorders. I know we've talked about myofunctional therapy and who needs myofunctional therapy, but let's talk about why we need them. So myofunctional disorders limit the function of the face, mouth, tongue, and airways. It limits the muscles um, of these things to function correctly. So, what happens is something causes these muscles to be weaker, whether it's we're not using them correctly, something's physically preventing us from using them correctly. We've developed improper habits that is causing us to not function correctly. Something is going on. So the most frequent things that I talk to my clients about are mouth breathing, tongue tie, swallow dysfunction, tongue thrust, sleep disordered breathing, and abnormal craniofacial growth. So all of these things can prevent our muscles from functioning correctly and from us developing correctly. So in kids, children are 90% developed by the time they are 10 years old. Their jaws are 90% developed by the time they are 10 years old. So that means they're if they're 10, if they're 11, if they're 12 and they're still mouth breathing, if they're still suffering from a tongue tie, if they're still um, sucking on a pacifier or blanket or their thumb, this causes significant craniofacial growth, and which is what we're going to talk about today. So when we talk about craniofacial growth, it's really we're talking about the development of the jaw. So when we look at this upper profile here, you can see that this man has a good definition of cheekbones, straight teeth, whiter face, alert eyes, a straight nose, well-developed jaw, and good-sized airways. When we look at the lower profile, we see poor definition of cheekbones, crooked teeth, narrow face, tired eyes, crooked nose, a receded jawline, and smaller airways. So when I say a receded jawline, in the upper profile, you can see the nose, lips, and the chin are all in a pretty straight line. When you look at the lower profile, there is no straight line between the nose and the chin, right? It is substantially receded here. Um, so let's talk about where your tongue is supposed to be. So when you rest, your tongue should rest in the roof of your mouth. Your entire tongue should rest in the roof of the mouth. The tip, the middle, and the back of your tongue should be up in the roof of your mouth, okay? If just the tip is up and the rest is hanging down, that's not good. If all of it's down in the floor of your mouth, that's really not good. So let's talk about why. What does the tongue do when it's in the roof of your mouth? It acts as a placeholder, so it keeps your jaw nice and wide, your upper jaw nice and wide. It also holds your airways open. It allows your teeth to come in straight. So all of these things right here, crooked teeth, a narrow face, a setback jaw, and smaller airways, all of that is the result from a tongue not being in the roof of the mouth. So when the tongue is low, what happens is our upper jaw becomes more narrow and narrow and narrow. And when that happens, our airways also become more narrow. So now we have a whole nother list of problems like mouth breathing and sleep disordered breathing, snoring, clenching, grinding, all of these things, sleep apnea that we really don't want to have. So your takeaway today is to make sure your tongue is in the roof of your mouth, to make sure that you and your kiddos are not suffering from any of these things you see here today, and to make sure that if you have any questions, to please reach out and get with me so that I can help you answer those. Until next time, guys.